Tonight is my last meeting as mayor of Montgomery Township, and with my 3-year term completed, it is my last as a member of the Township Committee. I'm thankful for the support I have received. First, from my family, who have been patient and understanding of my many meetings and preoccupations. Next, from my colleagues, both elected officials and professional staff. They have helped guide me, challenge me, and encourage me as we've worked together on solutions to the concerns of our community. It is difficult to sum up the past 3 years in a few words, especially considering the momentous challenges we've faced in 2020. With more than 300,000 COVID-19 deaths in the United States, including 8 in Montgomery Township, and over 1.6 million COVID-19 deaths worldwide, we are a country and a world in mourning. Yet the start of COVID-19 vaccinations brings hope for recovery, renewal, and a brighter future. Montgomery Township has many accomplishments to be proud of during this difficult year. We created and implemented a robust crisis communications plan to keep the public informed during the COVID-19 pandemic, which has helped us maintain some of the lowest COVID-19 infection and death rates in New Jersey. Our health department achieved national accreditation and is connecting with those who need it most through a new vulnerable populations outreach coordinator. We broke ground on a municipal center and library that will serve this community for generations while securing significant state funding for the project. We established a youth leadership council to elevate the voices of young people who are ready and energized to lead. Montgomery community members have also admirably risen to the challenges of this year, particularly those who are healthcare professionals, essential workers, and first responders. I thank our volunteer EMS and fire companies, as well as community organizations and residents who have been exceedingly generous, with just one example being over $45,000 in donations to our local food pantry that have gone to support those in need. I also thank all the residents who have protected the community by wearing masks and abiding by social distancing guidelines. One of my motivations in seeking elected office was to build bridges of understanding. This year, we worked to address the demands of Montgomery residents who spoke out with renewed passion on the need for racial justice. On tonight's agenda, we have a resolution condemning an anti-Asian bias crime that took place in Montgomery and also honoring the police officers who responded to it. We are creating a new Inclusion and Equity Committee, one that will promote initiatives like the meetings we held this year for the Black community and the youth activists in our township to share their questions and concerns with the police department, in addition to educational programming like this year's seminars on African American and Native American history. It has been heartwarming to gain the love and support of those who see me as an example of the success a woman of color can and should have in the political arena. Yet, being a racial and religious minority in leadership comes with challenges. I'll quote here from a New York Times opinion video by entertainer, philanthropist, and entrepreneur Megan Thee Stallion. Quote, "What does it mean to be a woman of color? She's got to be strong because that's just the expectation. Loving herself, but not too much because then she's conceited. Being consistently told she's too much or not enough. Not being able to express her traumas because she can't show weakness." As Megan elaborates in her opinion article, women of color are too often seen as objects, and those who attack us, quote, justify inflicting abuse against us when we choose to exercise our own free will, end quote. Megan's reflections help me understand the absurd and disturbed reactions I've encountered as a woman of color in leadership. Some have chosen to assume the worst about my intentions and cast aspersions on my competence. Ultimately, the attacks and harassment betray a belief that they are more entitled to lead than I am. Let me be clear. No one is superior or more deserving of rights because of their race, gender, sexual orientation, religion, citizenship, immigration status, property ownership, wealth, or residence in a suburban community. Elected officials from diverse backgrounds strengthen our democracy and our government's ability to serve the community in an inclusive and equitable manner. I'm optimistic that we are on our way to seeing representation of people from diverse backgrounds in leadership become the norm. I congratulate Shaliel Bell, who was elected to join this governing body. Her passion for community service and years of experience on our local and county boards and commissions will be a boon for the Montgomery Township community. She is a pathbreaker, the Township Committee's first African-American member. Though it will be bittersweet to no longer serve as mayor, I look forward to continuing my engagement with the community in a different capacity. I will always be available as a resource, and I implore those who may be listening to consider getting involved in your local community. It is rewarding and it makes a difference. Thank you.